In America, everyone counts, and the 2020 census is how that great promise is kept. Respond today online, by phone, or by mail, and help inform hundreds of billions in funding for education, health programs, and more. Shape your future. Start at 2020census.gov.
I'm going to tell you what I really think of Donald Trump. He lies practically every word that comes out of his mouth.
Donald Trump is everything I taught my children not to do in kindergarten.
I think he's a kook. I think he's crazy. I think he's unfit for office.
Guys, we have a con artist as the front runner in the Republican Party.
You know, Donald Trump the other day said that, quote, if he tells a soldier to commit a war crime, the soldier will just go do it.
Aren't people eventually going to say, does the emperor have any clothes or does the emperor have a brain, frankly?
For more than a decade, I was President Trump's right-hand man, fixer, and confidant. I was complicit in helping conceal the real Donald Trump. I was part of creating an illusion. Later this week, he's going to stand up and blatantly lie to you. I'm here to tell you he can't be trusted, and you shouldn't believe a word he utters. So when you watch the president this week, remember this. If he says something is huge, it's probably small. If he says something will work, it probably won't. And if he says he cares about you and your family, he certainly does not. He's going to tell you that if you re-elect him, the economy will bounce back, that only he can get us out of this economic crisis.
I alone can fix it.
Maybe for those like him. But if you think he cares about working class Americans, you're dead wrong. The president is going to talk to you about law and order. That's laughable. Virtually everyone who worked for his campaign has been convicted of a crime or is under indictment, myself included. So when the president gets in front of the cameras this week, remember that he thinks we're all gullible, a bunch of fools. I was a part of it, and I fell for it. You don't have to like me, but please listen to me.
All right, got to admit, out of all of those ads, it was interesting looking at all those different ads. The one, Melik, that I found most entertaining was the one of Nikki Haley and Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham saying, don't believe nothing Donald Trump says, he's a liar as well. But then, boy, you flip it, oh, my God, he's the greatest thing since Jesus. So which one do you believe? The true feelings or the one after he won?
Well, the idea, Kamala Harris was just chosen as Joe Biden's VP, and she thought that he was a racist. So
no, hold on. I'm sorry. Stop. Where does she say that?
Oh, I'm sorry. She didn't say that he was a racist.
In fact, what did she say?
She said that he supported segregation.
No. You said Kamala Harris thought that Joe Biden was a racist. Did she? Wait 1 second. 1 second. Did she specifically say during the debate, Joe, I don't think that you're a racist?
Well, I don't think that most people.
No. Hold on. Wait. No. Hold up. I asked a question. I asked a question. I asked a question. Can you answer the question? She did not use the word. But did Kamala Harris say to him, Joe, I don't think you're racist? Yes or no?
No, she did not say that he was a racist. She did. What she said, what she actually alluded to was the fact that he was a segregationist. That's what she said. Now,
okay. First of all, again, hold on 1 second.
No.
You. One second. You stated something that was false. She specifically stated.
No, she didn't say
so here's the deal. Don't state something false and not think you're gonna allow it to just say it. You say something that was false, but go ahead.
Well, Roland, we know why you're choosing to correct.
No, I know. Melik, it's real simple. Melik is real simple. It's real simple. No. Actually, no, Melik, this is very simple. If somebody makes up something and it's false, On this show, no. On this show, they get corrected. Now, that it doesn't work that way at Fox News. But if you make, if you make a false statement, if you make a false statement, you're going to get corrected. Now, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I've been on your show since 2018, so I do know how it works. And you correct things that don't fit your narrative.
No, I correct people when they're wrong.
Kamala Harris did not use the word racist. What she said was that she was that little girl, and because of policies that Joe Biden supported, that everyone, I won't say everyone, most people will connect to being an actual racist. So maybe you think that segregationists means something else. But the thing is that despite what Kamala Harris said, despite what Kamala Harris may have said, we have Joe Biden's 40-plus years in the Senate to actually talk about. And we know, whether it was his crime bill, whether there were many things that he said that's come out of his mouth, Joe Biden will have to answer for that. So it doesn't matter how many ads, great or bad, the Lincoln Project or other groups push, Joe Biden is that candidate, and he will have to defend himself.
But, Brianna, here's the deal. When you play those videos and when you hear Lindsey Graham calling Donald Trump a kook, when you hear Ted Cruz saying nearly everything that Donald Trump says is a lie, when you hear Nikki Haley assailing him as well, these are people who are being really honest about Donald Trump until they decide to sell their souls. Your thoughts about that ad?
I have a lot to say about the ads, but I have to specifically talk about what Malik just said. So Trump's position that the Central Park Five should have been executed. So Biden has evolved, and Trump still stands by his position.
Yes, and by the way, he doubled down on that in the 2016 election, even when presented with the facts of them being exonerated. Go ahead.
Yeah, and they were children. So, Trump thought black children should be put to death. So, if he has people in the party who think that's okay to argue for black children to be executed by the government, then they don't have the moral ground to stand on when it comes to talking about Biden. So you could say that Kamala tried to infer, even though, as Roland stated, she literally stated, and I was in the audience as a DNC member, she literally stated, I don't think that you're a racist, Joe. And then she went on to say other things that she felt disagreement with. However, we now have Kamala Harris as our VP, and there to protect us and try to push a lot more of our agenda and make him a better person. And so to see that or to say that about the contrast, I don't think you have a valid point for the RNC. But to focus back on the ads, I mean, most of those ads are common sense and very factual. And unfortunately, that also means Trump's base is less likely to listen to it, as we just heard a comment of, Biden and Kamala. So, I think that one thing that it does show is that Joe Biden clearly has a coalition of people of all across different political spectrums. He has moderates, conservatives, Democratic socialists, and they're all working together to defeat Trump. So it's a good show of unity.
I got to say this here, Michael. Out of all the people, there's nobody worse to me than Ted Cruz. The man called your wife ugly. The man accused your daddy of assassination. And you still kissing his ass? Say, man, look, party unity only goes so far with me.
That ad is I think it's a great ad. And clearly, it always happens in politics. You're able to find something that somebody said that was an ally or an enemy at one time and then is an ally. But I really enjoyed it because I had not seen it. I heard about the Michael Cohen commercial. And that was an interesting, too. I don't know if that sways anybody either, because clearly all of Trump's base folks hate him. And I don't know if our folks are going to like him. But it was just an interesting commercial to lay out kind of what he saw in his last decade with 45, before he was 45, and when he was a candidate. But these commercials online have impacts. They just do. Clearly, the paid media has impacts on commercials during the conventions. They just do. Trust me, Roland, you and I have talked about this before. If politicians didn't think commercials would work, they wouldn't spend pretty much almost 60% of their money on them. So it works. And so we'll see what happens on November 3rd. I clearly think that Biden and Harris have a good shot. And I know that folks like to look at the national poll numbers, but it's really just a group of 5 states that folks need to focus on. And when you focus on those poll numbers, clearly the race is going to tighten, but we'll see what happens over the next coming weeks.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment. As our community comes together to support the fight against racial injustice, I want to take a second to talk about one thing we can do to ensure our voices are heard. Not tomorrow, but now. Have your voices heard in terms of what kind of future we want by taking the 2020 census today at 2020census.gov? Now, folks, let me help you out. The census is a count of everyone living in the country. It happens once every 10 years. It is mandated by the U.S. Constitution. The thing that's important is that the census informs funding, billions of dollars, how they are spent in our communities every single year. I grew up in Clinton Park in Houston, Texas, and we wanted new parks and roads and a senior citizen center. Well, the census helps inform all of that and where funding goes. It also determines how many seats your state will get in the U.S. House of Representatives. Young black men and young children of color are historically undercounted, which means a potential loss of funding of services that helps our community. Folks, we have the power to change that. We have the power to help determine where hundreds of billions in federal funding go each year for the next 10 years. Funding that can impact our community, our neighborhoods, and our families and friends. Folks, responses are 100% confidential and can't be shared with your landlord, law enforcement, or any government agency. So please, take the 2020 census today. Shape your future. Start at 2020census.gov.